Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with another video. I want to talk to you about the Blue Lobster X Frank. I got this from Show Z. You can get yours, 40 bucks. It's an interesting piece, and this piece is going to answer a lot of questions out there. Do you want obscure characters, or do you just want the same ones getting remade? And we're going to see with this Blue Lobster special edition here. Okay, he's not a special edition. It's special that he's in a special edition to my collection. And you know what? He's got some good going for it. There are some drawbacks to it and some surprises. So the first thing I'm going to say is he is just like one piece. Like, he's not a transformer. He's not highly articulated. He does have some articulation. And so we're going to do a little bit of fun with him, though. But I like the fact that we're getting this guy. I think it's been one of those figures that has never really been tackled before, and we know that X-Transbot's got one coming, so we're going to look into that, and we're going to look into a few other things with it. But let's get into something interesting. This sucker weighs almost a pound, and like 14.9 ounces, almost 15 ounces. That's a heavy sucker. Not very many figures weigh a full pound. This guy is dense. So with a lot of Transformers, you have hollow pieces, you have like 4 sections that form the arm, and then they kind of collapse in or rotate around. And so when you look at it, it is completely solid all the way through, which gives him some unexpected weight. I did not expect him to weigh this much. Then again, I don't really mess with the PVC figures a whole lot, especially not this size. So I thought that was interesting that he was so heavy and there was so much weight to him. But let's get into the little bit of articulation, then we're going to look at the paint, then we're going to compare him to X-Transbots and the Toon. So, looking at the head, he has, it looks like the entire head is painted. His eyes have a metallic blue, and then these little visor pieces here are painted. This is all one piece, appears, unless that's glued on. That could be glued on. And that could be glued on. Not sure. It does have a ball joint on the head, and it spins all the way around. His arm, it's restricted with this panel here, which this should have been separate hinged, but I mean, I'm trying to get this figure to you cheap, so you can move it like that and get articulation. All articulation, which you're pushing up against that door. But I mean, it doesn't really matter. One thing when I was messing with this, because I was trying to articulate it, this popped out on me, and I realized, oh, it just pops out. It's not a big deal. So I was kind of worried about, breaking the joint, and don't worry, it'll just pop out on you if you go too far, like I did, like I continue to do. But anyway, kind of gets what you need. And then looking down here, the same thing on the other side. It does not go out at all. I mean, you would think they could have engineered at least that, but it doesn't go out at all. And then you have it just rotates on the elbow like that on both sides. This one not as far as this one because they're different arms from different characters and all of that. No waist swivel at all. And yeah, no ankle tilt, no rocker. Yeah, that's what you get. So here's the box. It is like a shiny, painted up box, cardboard. Looks okay. It's got like a shadow of him in the background, a shadow of the actual toy and the actual toy. So it's interesting. Blue Lobster's new symbol. Maybe they'll make something else. What do you think they should make? Put that in the comments. Yeah, X-Frank. And then the back showing him off with kind of in an Autobot scene. Looks pretty good. Oh, so hard to think. Wheeljack, act quickly. You must get him under control. Well, Prime, if you did that, there's no time to think. Act fast. Well, I could hit him with this immobilizer ray. I can't move my legs. What's going on? Great job, Wheeljack. You immobilized him. But yeah, I was trying to say, shouldn't we have just let him destroy the Decepticon headquarters first? Good point. Real quick, I want to play a game. What's that part? Yes, you too can play What's That Part in the comment section. So starting at the head, I think the head's an all new sculpt, but it does kind of look like with the whole Prowl, and I feel like this whole figure's Prowl inspired, but with the Prowl head that went on the Devastator, whatever, that's just the feeling I get when I look at it. Looking over here, does feel like Prowl door, but it could be a door from someone else. This definitely is Sunstreaker's shoulder, arm, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe this arm was supposed to be from Trailbreaker and they just painted it, and it does look like it's painted and it's a little dirty, but or if that's an accent, not sure. This chest piece here doesn't look like anything, but when we compare it to X-Transbots, you're going to see that it looks like Trailbreaker's section. This, of course, is Prowl. This shoulder cannon seems to be a Hound, but I don't know what this goes to. Is this like a fender for a Hound fender or something, and it's just painted white? Looking down here at this arm, could this be Wheeljack's arm? What about the gun? Whose gun is that? Really interesting. And the gun is removable, so. And then going down further, the legs, I'm wondering if is that supposed to be a hoist leg, or is this, no, probably not. Is it supposed to be, what leg is that? So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think the parts and pieces are of this guy. So we're going to talk about this gun. It's removable. It just unplugs. There's the gun. He doesn't really hold it in his hand. I mean, you could probably fake it till you make it, I guess, and make him hold it like that. Oh, can't control myself. Size-wise, he is a big figure. Now this is him next to the MP44 Optimus Prime and the Wheeljack Plus. This Wheeljack Plus guy. And seeing as how I felt like he was a big figure in the show, and it just, I thought it was odd. He was made of the same parts as these other guys, but he felt like he was so much bigger. But then again, some of those parts, I think, really are for bigger figures. Let's look at those. So, I don't know why. It's just in my head, I'm kind of obsessed on what part goes with what, but it's almost like his lower leg goes to one of these guys, and his upper body goes to Carbots, which makes him bigger than Carbots, but smaller than these guys, which makes this guy very well scaled with Masterpiece, and will look great on a Masterpiece show. So let's compare him to the Toon. Looking at him compared to Toon, he is spot on. Super Toon. Looks good. I think that there's a couple of differences and variations here and there based on the frame and the angle, or if you're going with Sunbow, or all of that. But still, I think it looks good. I think it looks great compared to it. Then again, you know, doesn't have all the articulation. Yeah, whatever. Next, let's talk about X-Transbots. X-Transbots is going to make one that looks good. Now, they've recently, as early as October 1st, so like a couple days ago, they put out pictures, colored pictures from X-Transbots, which when X-Transbots starts doing stuff like that, then I don't know if X-Transbots did it themselves or not, but, you know, they're showing up. That means something's in the works and they're trying to get theirs out. This might be the catalyst to make X-Transbots finally put theirs out. Now, X-Transbots is probably going to be about $90, is what I'm hearing. This is less than half the price. And I'll have this to compare one-to-one to X-Transbots, but it's going to be really hard to beat the aesthetic of this. But it will be very, very easy to beat the articulation. So if you want to get yourself an X-Frank BlueLobster, then you can get one at Show Z for $42, something like that. And he looks good. He looks great. If you can get past the fact you're buying basically a statue, then it's great. If you can't get past that and you're like, no, I'd rather drop 80 or 90 bucks and get the X-Transbots version, then get the X-Transbots version. But I can tell you that I don't think it's going to be possible to make one that looks more toon accurate than this guy, but it just depends on how obscure of characters do you want, and what else do you want BlueLobster to make, because I'm thinking they'd make a killer Alpha Trion, but if they did, I really want to see some leg articulation Alpha Trion. And I also have to say Alpha Trion really needs to have some sort of an alt mode, so maybe BlueLobster's not for them, or maybe that's not a good candidate for BlueLobster. Who knows? Do you want more statuesque kind of figures like this on the super cheap, but looking super toon? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, pick one up at Show Z. Tadira, hang around.